like the way you talk. Good. Because if you don't, you would be irritated at the whole live stream. If you're a YouTuber, if you're a viewer, you kind of like probably understand it in different perspective. But this is something that I kind of wanted to share awareness for with everyone. This is not probably even like a strange thing for you guys, but at least I know this actually do happen. Because sometimes as a YouTuber, we do use music. Like music is one of the things that make you feel something if you don't feel anything at all.
Oh my.
So for a lot of you guys, and from time to time, there's this thing called CPR in Tagalog. If you know Charlie, known as Penguins, I just heard it from him that there's actually a YouTuber that is being in jail right now. He's gonna get 5 years of doing fake copywriting YouTubers on this platform. So what I'm talking about is this channel or organization, it's a production, I guess, that they would copyright people from music or from anything that they can exploit. Because this is a scam because the music isn't his, but he copyrighted because there's a loophole. You know, I guess YouTube doesn't really check all of these copyright because how can they, right? I observed that there are people who would copyright my music that I know for a fact that is copyright free, royalty free, and all of these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would go to the person who would copyright me and look, what do they have? And one of them I felt so fishy about, and now knowing what Penguins was saying, and this guy is very much guilty. So you should be very, very careful of who are the people who copyrighted you and if they really have the rights on that. This person actually had 23 million for, I don't know how long have they been doing this, but they had 23 million just based on those people that they've copyrighted on YouTube. YouTube really need to have evidence that this is their work if they claim it. YouTube have a lot to answer for being so carefree.
So luckily I don't get copyrights there, but you know, I've known someone who's actually, I don't know, made their own music and get copyrighted on it. You know, people claiming it. And that's what I was saying before. YouTube are just too carefree. They need to, you know, they need evidence of someone who's saying about it's their music. You know, they need to give evidence and they've got to do more about it. I think YouTube need a help center where, you know, the creators can go to and actually talk to them because sometimes it's really, really difficult. Really difficult. But yeah, I mean, the toxicity, people, they're out there. And you know what, when you're not used to it or it first starts to happen, it does affect you a little bit, you know, and that's something that over time you've got to get used to and understand. You know, some of these people have actually got it's more about them than you. They've got the issue, not you, you know. So there's definitely going around, and I know there's a person at the moment that goes around to a lot of streams, you know, and thankfully a lot of the creators are blocking this person. You know, they'll get on there and they'll try and talk okay to, you know, the people in the chat or the people on the panel. And if someone says something wrong, then this person has a real crack at them. You know, he goes as far as he threatens people, and he just wants too much information. So definitely not good, you know.
There are things that people exploit, and that's one of the things that I feel like this on YouTube, because you see a lot of creators who like to exploit people or situations because of clout, money, views, subscribers, and all of those things, you know. And it's a very toxic kind of world. So if you're a YouTuber, if you're also a viewer, there's two things. If you're a YouTuber, please make sure to be aware of the toxicity around you, because what you keep, the people that you surround yourself in this journey, can ruin you. As a viewer at the same time, make sure to be aware of people you follow or people that you would let them influence your life, because sometimes there's a lot of communities and movement in this platform. Just because there's one thing that they would say really good and you hold on to it, you would do what they would tell you. But the thing is, you don't have the same background. Be smart about it. Be smart on people you watch.
I really don't know what to say, but it just sounds so messed up. Like, why do people have to false strike? Like, that's what I don't like about YouTube.
Like, there's a lot of creators out there. They would copyright you just because you bash them. Or like for me, who do commentary and react, they false copyright you for that. So just be careful on things you do, especially if you're a small YouTuber, because small YouTuber are usually more vulnerable on this type of things. As with all the toxicity, right? What are the things that you didn't expect that you finally kind of like realize, ooh, this is happening? And how do you deal with these things? Have you ever questioned the things you do on YouTube?
Well-
Does that hold any value?
Look, first I didn't really expect to get into communities and so forth, because I used to just watch YouTube originally. I mean, I only started watching YouTube probably 3 years ago, and that was because I traveled to Thailand and I wanted to watch vloggers over there do Thailand. So I used to watch that, and then I was just thinking one day about, that I could probably do that, just make some videos and put them up, even if it was a place to store videos and share it with people. And then of course it got to just showing bits and pieces of Melbourne and all that type of stuff. But I never really got expected to sort of get into communities. I just thought, you just do whatever you wanted to do, make whatever you wanted to make, put them up, and that was it. But then, you get into communities, and as Hayden says, it depends on what you want to do in YouTube. You can either just do what we do, we just make whatever we want, and you can mix it up, or you can get into a specific niche and just go along that line. As you said, the toxicity of some communities, they all start out quite well, and you know what, most of the people really are really good there, whether it's YouTube or in real life. It's the character of the person. I like to, even when I'm watching live streams, I like to see how people chat with each other, how they relate to someone, like even with us on the panel, to people in the chat, to other members. I like to see that good character of being kind to other people, like we like to be kind to other people, and all those remarks. Like people, you can certainly start and see, if you watch long enough, certain people, if they're, if they'll talk behind other people's backs, or they make snide remarks about other people. These are things you've all got to sort of watch out for. And I'm only ever interested in having good people around me, good friends. Protect yourself if you're a YouTuber. Like no YouTuber is going to go, well, no one with sense will go out and just blurt out everything about their private life or anything on YouTube. And sometimes that may even come down to where you live. There are toxic people out there. And I think, as I said before, they're the ones that have got a big issue. And I really feel uneasy when I keep, seeing people bash other people. I mean, just get a life. And if you do that, your mindset, whether it's like out in the real world or here, it just changes and gives you a different perspective in life and a different outlook.
What kind of advices or things that you kind of learn in this platform that you wanted to share when they're going to start YouTube?
You should think of what you want to make a video of. Like, for example, if you're thinking, oh, maybe I should make a video about this Thomas brother, then do it if you want to. If you get mean comments, there's a block option, I think.
What is like the worst cyberbully there is?
I'm going to be honest. The worst part about cyberbullying is when they tell you to kill yourself. It's like really fucked up.
And that's the reason I feel like, as parents, when I hear cyberbullying the first time, I did get bullied because I'm half. But I never really pay attention on it. What I feel is like, if a person is bullying you and they think you're vulnerable, they'll just bully you, and it's more on them. They're pussies. It's almost like, at least back in the day, it's like personal. Like, you get to interact with the person. Like, you see their body language. You see what they're fighting for. In cyberbullying, it's like, these are all people who probably would say things like this, but not on your face. So for me, I don't think they have value in my life. So if they say something bad on the internet, it's like, okay, good job. Whatever. Because I feel very bad for people who are already vulnerable, and you're gonna pick on them. That's weird. Just a random content. I can't relate about cyberbullying, but I experienced physical and verbal bullying. Just a random content. I did actually had a one-on-one with him. And if you want that, guys, it's all in Tagalog, but I'm pretty sure one of these days I'll be able to edit the Tagalog part of my one-on-one stream, just because I feel like their stories are needed to be out there for people who can relate and maybe adopt the things that they've done or dealt with and put it into their life as well. And these are the things that I feel kids nowadays don't really understand. But at the same time, I'm not dismissing that it's still happening as of right now as well. That was before, but now they can't do that to me anymore. As I said to you last year, I just laugh when someone bully me. And yes, I really do love just a random content. And his channel right now is based on community helping, like reach out. That's what they've been doing lately. So if you can, guys, check him out. Just a random content. Because when I look what or who am I as of now, than who they are nowadays. Oh, that's true. You being belittled, and now those people that belittle you is way more peasant than you.
Siggy. Definitely.
There you go. Go ahead.
Go ahead.